Yeah, well, we're gonna just get right into it today. Apparently today is my stream anniversary. I didn't even realize that. That's kind of funny, honestly.
As great as my shoes were, they weren't much use when there was nothing for them to stick to. I rolled deep into the cave, but at least I had found the professor some firewood. Now I just needed to get back to everybody else.
I didn't realize it was my stream anniversary, so I don't have anything special planned for tonight.
It may seem ridiculous, but I really did fall this far into the cave. Things started to look familiar. I was pretty sure I was nearly back where I had originally fallen. Everybody warmed themselves by the fire.
Oh,
In the
yeah?
orangey glow, the cave even looked a little homely. Mr. Logan was much more comfortable now that he could see his surroundings, but Mr. Preston kept saying, "We're in bloody dinosaur times." The professor laughed. He pointed out that there was 65 million years between dinosaurs and the emergence of man.
Huh.
But that just made Mr. Preston panic about possible dinosaur ghosts. I got the feeling Mr. Logan had heard this kind of talk before, as he sighed when he said, "Oh, I suppose you believe in ghosts as well now, do you?" "Well, yeah," said Mr. Preston. "Barry's missus says this bloke who works with her uncle reckons his brother saw one." Fact. And
Interesting.
with that, he began to tell the most amazing story I had ever heard. He explained how there was a man traveling through the Black Wall Tunnel who saw a young motorcyclist stood by a smashed-up motorbike. The man stopped, so the motorcyclist told him an address, but when he got in the back of the car, he fell silent, clearly in shock. "This isn't a ghost story," interrupted Mr. Logan. "This is called giving someone a lift." Mr. Preston was annoyed. Mr. Logan's stupid joke had ruined his train of thought. The brother of a bloke who works with Mrs. Silton's uncle gave a young motorcyclist a lift after a crash outside the Black Wall Tunnel. I said, just happy to be part of the conversation. "Yeah, that's it," said Mr. Preston as he explained that when the man arrived at the address, the motorcyclist had
Oh,
vanished.
shit.
He said the man, not knowing what else to do, knocked on the door of the house. Soon an old lady answered, and when the man asked her if she had a son, she burst out crying and sobbed. "I did have, but he died 10 years ago today, just outside the Black Wall Tunnel." I couldn't believe my audio sensors. This was concrete proof of the afterlife. I mean, Mr. Logan did point out that the story was from a children's TV show called Grange Hill, but you can't argue with the facts. Soon, the professor had finished inputting whatever data his box needed. "Robot,"
I believe
he said,
it's
"we
Hollow
need
now,
to be
right?
outside for my computations to be truly accurate. Find us an exit from this platonic allegory. The cave. Find us a way out."
It's different now. It's not Spoon anymore, it's Hollow. It switches its name. Yeah. Hasn't been Spoon in quite some time. At least I don't think so. Are you doing the, it's Hollow 400 small motion. That's why. How's it going? Oh, I didn't even see that there. I don't know why it changed that.
This block looked perfect, so I decided I would only place it where the professor said I should.
Do I have to go all the way back? No fucking shot. Yo, fuck off. Alright, and then... I wish there was more wiggle room with that, because it's annoying. No, please don't. Okay, it sends me back up here, thank God. No, please. No, no, that didn't happen. No, that one, I disagree game. This is the first time I'm getting irritated with this game. Alright, and then... That didn't touch it though. These sarcastic boxes. No, I'm just getting tilted. Yeah, I have to figure out something special too. Because I did not realize the second was my affiliate adversary. Doing alright, how are you? I have them. No, yeah. Thank you. Oh my god, I can finally be done with this section. No! Why? I want to be done. No, I don't need a celebration gift because I'm tilted. No. Thank you, I appreciate it. Because now I have to like plan a special stream. This is me thinking out loud, this has nothing to do with anyone. Wait, there was a rock up here. Why I oughta? No, I was already here. What am I doing here? No. No. Oh. I want to die a little bit on the inside. I don't know why I went for that jump like that. Holy fuck.
Well, I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow, so here we go, said the professor as the glowing light surrounded us again. This is it, said the professor as he looked around. Oh no, he gasped as his expression became far more serious. It's the wrong time.
Aww.
We had appeared in another barren desert. I was beginning to think that the past was made of nothing but sand. The professor looked concerned as he examined his box. It was then that we realized we were completely surrounded. The men seemed to think I was some kind of god.
Oh
or,
shit.
as it turned out, some kind of sacrifice. stalactite above me looked quite unstable, like it was ready to come down.
What? I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. Is there a stalactite I don't see somewhere? Oh.
Now, this was clearly worth something.
And why put the rocks there? Confused, man. Whoa, 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 whoa! Where am I?
Something worthless junk, but this could be sold for a decent price.
There we go.
As I got to the top of the cliff, I could see everyone else being led away in
Oh,
their
shit.
boats. Their extravagantly dressed capturers were only moving them in a slow march, so I followed them at a safe distance. Strangely, the men seemed to ask the professor something, who nodded in agreement. Although they clearly knew each other, the man in charge pushed the professor into a small wooden cage, along with Preston and Logan. The men then left. I was about to attempt to free my friends when one of the men returned with some tools. It was then I heard some machinery start in the distance, and the man left again. I then found out what the machinery was.
God, this fight is hard. At least I suck at throwing, so that's probably why. I know. Horace.
Mr. Preston took a chance to do something I'm guessing he thought was brave, shouting, "Catch you later, you ancient Egyptian dickweeds." This looks right.
"Stay here,"
whispered the professor, just in case.
Oh, what was that? Oh, is this how he dies?
"Sorry to take you on a less than excellent adventure," whispered the professor, his voice slowly weakening, "but I knew you needed to see these things. I was always worried about the military possibilities, but I'm pleased to see your consciousness software is still growing. Life is a state of mind." I had no idea what he meant, but he looked so happy. "Quick!" shouted Mr. Logan, "hide!" I jumped into a large cupboard with Mr. Preston, who whispered something about seeing some people on the security monitor. The cupboard door was pretty thick, so I couldn't really hear what was going on, but suddenly I heard Mr. Silton shout, "Run!" When Mr. Preston eventually opened the door, we saw a large glowing light, exactly like the one from the professor's time machine. It was only then that I realized that we had reappeared just before we had left. As we walked back to the train station, Mr. Silton was truly confused. All he kept saying was, "What the bloody hell happened?"
That's really sad. Nothing is too high for the daring of mortals. We storm heaven itself in our folly. The professor, rest in peace.
Soon we were all gathered around the dusty blackboard back at Mr. Silton's house. He was explaining what was an increasingly complicated plan. "And that, ladies and gentlemen," he said, is the plan of the century.
Oh shit.
Sim explained that Heather and her mum were in Lab 33. He said I should find them, then take them to the gate on the other side of the base. I nodded, even though I must have looked terrified. I'll need to register these two, he continued. Hopefully the guards won't notice I walked in with 3 robots and now only have 2. He wished me luck and reminded me it was Lab 33.
Lab 33,
You
yeah.
need to tell a robot something once.
Oh, it's Space Odyssey reference. I didn't realize you were gonna... instantly turn around like that. Alright, and then just wait for this guy to pass through. Then he looks up. Oh. Oh, but there's so much garbage here. Oh, there's so much garbage here. Oh, that was almost really bad. Okay.
I was confronted by a
Oh,
severe
shit.
scientist who asked me where I thought I was going. I found his line of questioning interesting. Existential. Almost.
Good shit!
I was so stunned I couldn't speak. Are you okay? Asked Heather. Mum told Dr. Harrell he really shouldn't force a power cycle on you robots. I don't think she recognized me, but eventually I got enough strength up to speak. However, all that came out was Heather.
Aww.
As for the old lady, I don't know how, but she recognized me as soon as I walked through the door of their living quarters.
Aww. Oh, it's so cute.
They both smiled when I told them how everyone else had worked together to create a distraction at the base's main gate. Well, said the old lady, we've been looking for an excuse to escape. Heather, grab your things and we'll get going.
Oh shit. God damn! Yo, can I get my invuln or my shield, please? God freaking dang it. Why did you... You just camped the button! What was I supposed to do? Actual bitch behavior. Good job.
A single bored-looking guard stood between us and the exit. All the other soldiers must have been at the main gate, either being entertained or annoyed by Mr. Silton and the others. "How did we get past him then?" whispered Heather as we crept closer. The old lady smiled. "I'll create a distraction and you two run for it," she said. "No, Mum," said Heather. "If we're leaving, you're coming too." But Mr. Logan soon solved our dilemma. As we quietly jogged through the exit, Mr. Silton and the others tore round the corner in the van before screeching to a halt, all the while Mr. Preston shouting and gesturing for us to get in. When things had finally quietened down, I asked Heather what was going on. "It all changed after Dad died," she said, explaining that because the professor didn't want anything to do with me, the old man's financial investors split the company into 12 divisions and began manufacturing all sorts of robots. So the old man, he was actually my creator, my maker. I suppose a more poetic man might have called him my father. Soon, The robots were sold to every country.
Oh,
Heather
God.
continued, saying that when a small skirmish in the Middle East turned into a global war, every country started using robotic troops. In literally less than a day, every country's robots realized that the other robots were not the problem, the humans were, and, very logically deserted. With disastrous consequences.
Yeah, like, what did they think was gonna happen? Like, I'm not sure what they thought was gonna happen is you point them at each other, they're going to realize, hey, we don't have to do this.
It suddenly all made sense. What the professor had said, all the other robots, and why no one ever wanted to talk about the war when I was around. All of a sudden, Alice shouted for everyone to hold on. We were being followed. I'd never really considered the idea of God, but I actually prayed that Heather was okay. We'd fallen pretty far out of the van, and I wasn't sure I'd really braced her fall.
God, I hope Heather's okay. God, let the kid be okay, please.
Heather greeted me with a calm smile. I thought you'd find me easier than I'd find you, so I thought I'd stay put.
Good! Smart
I made a
girl!
small shelter as quick as I could. It was soon pitch black and starting to rain, so Heather had suggested we rest. In the morning when there would be better light, we could try to find our way home. I don't think Dad ever imagined this would happen, said Heather with a sad look in her eye. I mean, he would always talk about how he'd dreamt of a robot when he was a young boy. He and Mum was so happy when you finally turned up. I honestly think he thought robots like you could help the world, not kill millions of people.
It's so sad to know that
Death
his
is really
dream
sad,
got perverted.
I said. It was an obvious thing to say, but Heather nodded. When my best friend died, she continued, I asked Mum why people had to die. She said it was to make room for new babies to be born. I don't know why, but this made me feel both happy and sad at the same time.
No kid should have to know that. That's so sad.
Mr. Preston practically fell through a bush as he said, there you are. We've been looking for you all night.
Well, kids should know that,
He
but like,
explained that they had lost the soldiers, but the van had broken
such a sad
down.
way to look
Luckily,
at it.
though, it was actually only a short walk away. I must have looked sad when we got back, as the old lady sat down beside me. What's the matter? She asked. I told her that Heather had explained the war to me. The old lady sighed, it's not your fault, before saying how the original idea was for the robots to be raised like children, learning and developing their own consciousness. But, When the old man died and I was shut down, my consciousness was taken, hacked, and copied to every other robot, to bypass the growing up stage. Heather explained that every robot had a tiny bit of my memories, of the old man, the house, of everything. So when the war broke out, hundreds of unstable robots kept arriving at the house. I think it was like some kind of pilgrimage for them, said the old lady. That's why we created a scrambling signal. It only works within a few hundred miles, but turns any unlicensed or illegal robots close enough into mindless zombies. That's another reason we were surprised to see you. Heather explained how most of the planet had been taken over by robots. She said they were looking for more people, but it wasn't looking good. They had received a radio signal from Japan. There was a few thousand people who survived there. Lord knows how, said the old lady. Their robots outnumbered people 50-1 by the time the war broke out. Heather said how she had been writing a virus that would shut any robot down. I'm not really a great coder, she said. Mom was trying to work out a way to boost the scrambling signal, but now you're here I've got an idea. The old lady smiled and slowly nodded. We should be able to clone your personality and broadcast your consciousness to all the other robots. Heather smiled. We'll make them all nice. Robot, interrupted Mr. Sultan. We're nearly done, but we're all starving. See if you can catch us one of them rabbits. So, it must have been several years since the old man had died. It was strange. Heather was now as tall as me, if not taller. But at least everyone was back together. I was so happy for the first time in ages. I just knew everything was going to be alright. After all we needed to do was save the world, or at least help put it back together. I suddenly realized what Mr. Sultan meant by, we're all starving. When I got back, I told everyone that I couldn't catch anything. I don't think anyone was too disappointed.
Moving back home. Oh, they're all working together. Whoa! Wow.
In in the morning, Sim and Alice brought the blind man to the house. Despite his lack of sight, he was quite the computer expert. He talked the others through the process of setting up a video phone. He said it should serve our purpose, but the low bit rate might make everyone's faces look a bit blocky. The device soon crackled into life. Hello, Nighthawk. This is Dr. Hero of Japan. Are you receiving me? Over. Hello, said the old lady. This is Nighthawk. It's good to speak to you again. Dr. Hero explained that something had gone wrong and the enemy robots had nearly breached their defenses. We have everything we need to broadcast our nice virus and make the robots far more passive. It might take a few months. Can you hold out until then? Dr. Hero sighed. Well, we'll have to.
That's a good way to look at it, as like, we're gonna
I
need
spent
to...
the rest of that day helping Sim
And the blind man set up a computer with what they called
the internet.
Dial-up! What?
The planet might have been ravaged by war, but this allowed people to communicate with each other. The old lady was concerned about viruses and other technical sounding things, explaining that they might infect me. But Mr. Silton talked right over her, as he convinced everyone it was a great idea. It was amazing. When Heather and I looked at it, there was nothing but video games and awesome cartoons. When Mr. Preston looked, it was all strange conspiracies and ghosts. Mr. Logan saw guns. Alice saw that her church was having a summer fete.
Aww.
For Mr. Deck it was operas and subtitled films. But when Mr. Silton looked at it, I was shocked to find the entire thing was full of naked ladies.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. For him, I guess.
Later that evening, Mr. Silton wheeled an old piano into the room. Heather smiled as she explained that her parents had bought it for her when she had seen it in an old junk shop. As a thank you, she had written a piece of music for her parents, which one day she tried to play for them.
It's the theme of the game. Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks. Oh, and that's why she disliked him, is because it took away. That makes sense.
For some reason, she then gave me a huge hug and suggested I might like to play the piano with her. As happy as the old lady was with us playing the piano, we soon got back to business. After scanning the house, she explained that, other than the escaped nanobots, there were 4 test robots that I would have to track down. They had each taken important satellite parts that we would need to broadcast the nice virus, and we had to get these parts back to the hallway with the rest of our equipment.
Alright.
If you're going to explore the house, said Mr. Silton, you should know some of the doors have been boarded up. Here, take my crowbar. Oi, that's mine, laughed Mr. Preston. You said you didn't take it. You really are a proper cunt. Mr. Preston explained that they had used it in what he called their old business. I soon realized this meant all sorts of robbery,
Oh,
but he said that they'd given that all up after falling out with their old gang of associates. Although Mr. Preston's story was very interesting, Simon the blind man had something even more interesting for me, something they called an auto map. The block was very shiny. It looked like it might be able to reflect the laser beam.
God, why is the heater so fucking hot? Alright, alright, and then we're gonna go back in here. Alright, and then we're gonna go... Wait, I can do this. No, that's not what I... No, I don't want you on your side. No, I'm throwing you up, baby girl. You should know what the direction up is. You should just be like, oh, set it down. Okay. Alright, that makes sense. How does that hit me? Please explain to me how that hits me. That doesn't hit me though. Aye, and then... Aye, and then... I'm not... Oh, I have stick drift, that's why I've been randomly. God, fuck off, game. I didn't press up! Alright, after this section, I'm gonna call it for the night. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna just call it here. Alright, I want to thank you all for watching. We're gonna raid out. Alright. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope to see y'all next time. Kira, if you're still here, thank you for the hype chain. I really do appreciate it. I wasn't bitching at you at that moment of no why. I was bitching at the game and realizing I was dumb. Alright. Anyways, that out of the way. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.